Hello, welcome back. Right, you're gonna have my ugly mug staring at you for the next few minutes while I ramble on incessantly. Another lovely day here in Spain. I apologise for any kind of traffic noise. Our hotel room overlooks the road, and it probably sounds worse than it actually is. Let me just swing that round so I can sort of show you. We're on kind of the main strip um, through town, but although it's a little bit busy, it's not actually that bad. It's not sort of disturbing us at all in any way, shape, or form. Really nice here. Now, why am I doing this one? Right, okay, you can see what the title of the discussion is. Just a few sort of minutes speaking about the Spanish contribution to the ZX Spectrum. Because A, I'm in Spain, and B, I did a video the other day, and one of the comments on it was about the fact that Spain played a major part in the success of the Spectrum. As ever, this is kind of off the cuff, and I haven't done any kind of research, etc. So if I get any of the facts wrong, then you have my apologies for that. And of course, the original 128K plus toast rack Spectrum was originally released in Spain before being released anywhere else, I do believe. Again, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Now, I also apologise for the sort of wonkiness of the camera, etc. I forgot the little clip that goes on top of the mini sort of tripod I bought, and I've also forgot, what else did I forget? Yeah, I forgot to bring an SD card for my GoPro, and I can't find a decent size one around here anyway. There's plenty of 16 and 32 gig ones, but none of the sort of 128s that I wanted. I'm going to have a wander up that way. There's a big shopping centre. See if I can find one soon. So anyway, yeah, let's talk a bit about the Spanish contribution to the ZX Spectrum. Well, not just the Spectrum, but the 8-bit computer scene as a whole. I believe the Amstrad and MSX were also fairly well received in Spain. But I'm interested to hear if you are a Spanish veteran of the era, what your sort of memories and recollections are, and also to generate sort of discussions amongst yourselves in the comments, games to try, well-known titles, etc. Now, I did about 4 years ago, I think it was, a video discussing or highlighting 10 great Spanish ZX Spectrum games. There are, of course, way more than 10, but there are some absolute sort of classics that came from this territory, such as Abbey of Crime, West Bank, a couple of games that sort of divide and polarize opinion because they seem to delight and frustrate in equal measure. Boogaboo the Flea, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, Abu Simbel Profanation. I had a bit of trouble saying that. Games that are fantastically hard, as I believe quite a few games that came out of Spain are sort of like renowned for. Game Over, Army Moves, Navy Moves, etc. All incredibly difficult games. But when I was researching that video, I came across obviously a couple of games that I'd never sort of known of. I just had a quick search through World of Spectrum. And one in particular that I still return to nowadays, and I suggest that if you're not familiar with it, you give it a try. Is one called El Capitan Trueno, which is an absolutely sort of fantastic arcade adventure type game with a sort of character swapping mechanic. There's 3 main characters in the game that you have to use. Each one's got their own particular powers, and you have to use each one to sort of like solve various puzzles. Really, really excellent game. Very nicely presented, very playable, some head-scratching sort of puzzles in it, but it's fantastic. Of course, I mentioned West Bank as well. That's great fun. Conversion of Sega's Bank Panic game, and it really is worth checking out. I'm sure most people have played West Bank. It's a game with a title that, like Stunt Car Racer, you've got to be careful saying when you're absolutely pissed, like I was last night after we went out for some Thai food. But yeah, some absolutely wonderful games came out of Spain for the Spectrum, and we really can't underestimate the contribution that the Spanish scene made to the ZX Spectrum. And if you ever are looking for some games to play, check out the ones in the video. Sir Fred, that's another particularly difficult game. Teodoro, oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's escaped me. And one that I mentioned earlier, the Abbey of Crime, or Abbey del Crimen, which is, if you like your isometric games in the style of Night Law, Head Over Heels, it's probably one of the best examples of the genre, because it's absolutely fantastic. Just seeing the sort of design of the game, the sort of detail in the graphics, it's just absolutely wonderful. And it's just a shame that I'm not sure there is an English translation of it. So you have to be able to sort of like follow it in Spanish, which unfortunately I can't do. But just loading the game up and playing it, and just seeing the sort of level of detail and everything in that game is just wonderful. So if you, like I said earlier, if you're if you're a Spanish person and you have very, very fond memories of the Spectrum back in the day, or if you're a younger person and that particular era passed you by and you're only just getting into it nowadays, let me know your thoughts. Let everyone know your comments. Sorry, not your comments. Let everyone know your memories, etc., as well as your suggestions of games to try, because there are so many that we really should celebrate them, really. Okay, well, that's just a sort of like very quick waffle. I've only sort of like skimmed the surface of the topic, but it was more a reason to start a discussion amongst us all in the comments about the Spanish games and what the ZX Spectrum's impact in the country was, because it was huge, and like I said, they played a massive part in making sure the machine was incredibly successful. Okay, like I said, yeah, I may have got a few things wrong. I haven't mentioned hardly anything of the actual number of games that there were that came from Spain that are worth playing. So if you're aware of any, pop your favourite Spanish games together with your memories of them down in the comments box below. The original video, if you want to watch it, my 10 Great Spanish Games video, is also down in the description box. Check it out if you want to, and check some of the games out, because they are all really, really good games. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. But if you do subscribe, please, please, please take the time to join in the conversation, because that's what it's all about. Right, time for a walk on the beach. Bye.